My name is Jacques Jouffret, and this is Behind the Look of American Primeval. Working for Pittsburgh as his cinematographer, you always try to give him and his cast as much freedom as possible. You wanted the camera to be in their face, constantly moving with them, and I think that's a hallmark of the show. The rehearsal of it and the camera operator being able to be there with them, either when they're walking or running or if they're on the ground crawling, the obvious choice for us was the red V-RAPTOR.
The Raptor was so new at the time that they didn't even have it in their arsenal. It was literally like it had the new car smell on it.
Yeah, you were the first one to use it.
Yeah, the form factor was great because we were 80% locations. And at this point, we'd had enough conversations that we knew that the majority of the time we were going to be remote head, jibs, dollies, techno cranes.
Yeah.
And so it just became a very easy build and a very easy operation on set, especially in kind of tight quarters.
So this is the first time we introduced zero gravity, right? Like we had to make it feel effortless, and there's a lot of interesting high-resolution footage out there from NASA showing the ice as like astronauts flying through the hole. This feel of handheld floatiness, so it's not a shaky handheld, but as if our camera operator was suspended. So we tested many different rigs. We knew in real life the astronauts, they film themselves and they film their experiments, and I remember Red had supplied cameras to NASA to shoot experiments in space, and thought that it's not too far-fetched that we would use Komodos, which we didn't have to hide as film cameras, but we rigged it the way astronauts did, like with magic arms, and later it allowed us to use it as security cam footage, basically.
One of the things I've learned over the years working with James Gunn is that you know he's going to want to cover the fight sequence with 2, 3, maybe even 4 cameras in quite a tight space. So the size of the red cameras we use is pivotal in trying to put a sequence like this together. It's a little colorful. It's also just a little bit dirty. There's an edge to it, the lenses, the texture we look to get from the sensor itself. We're looking for things that ground it. We need to feel real, but we need to feel just a little fucked up.
It's been since my Marvel days that I've been really with Red Camera, and it definitely brought something unique as far as the aesthetic. So you've got a production camera, and then you've got the small camera that you can run around with. You know, we put it on a Ronin RS4. It was really small and really lightweight. This scene I love because the camera flashes. I've never been able to shoot camera flashes like this before, and it just looks so great to my eye, the fact that it doesn't strobe or bend.
We shot V-RAPTOR, and then we used some now old red helium cameras. We used the 8K small Super 35 sensor to our advantage because we wanted to create 60mm, so we windowed down to a 60mm crop. And then we boosted the ISO really high and used the highest compression. You know, Red has this unique image compression, which is usually invisible, but we on purpose used the smallest sensor crop, the highest compression and the highest ASA to soften the image. And then we played it back on an analog TV in our control room, and it ended up looking like an analog standard def signal from the 70s.
David Pryor and I wanted a very dark neo-noir kind of look, and I'm glad we had the red camera because I know I could trust it. It was a lot of fun to light with practical tubes and hiding them in places where I thought it would make sense to feel the sources. And this low angle is always great for drama.
For almost every element of design in Good Boy, I was aiming for the handmade and organic aesthetic. It really just aligns with the story, the setting, and Indy as a character. We filmed everything on the Dragon X specifically because it had 6K resolution, which really was needed to in post create digital camera moves and, more importantly, to reframe things when Indy didn't hit his marks, which he very rarely did. And to balance the sharpness of the Red's digital sensor, I used vintage Nikon lenses from the 70s and 80s who have quirks, but really create a softer, more kind of organic feel in their look.
It was an early decision to shoot the film in black and white with Antoine, but not the palette that eventually became.
Did you ever play with the monochrome or consider using that?
The Firefly scene. Yeah, and Firefly scene. Yeah. The speed, when you can go to 5,000. There's no lighting. You don't have to do anything.
That's it. And
basically, you can almost work with the moon. It was quite a remarkable camera.
The DXL, that was all you guys and Fincher. I remember we had Ted Sarandis over here, and it was me and Fincher and somebody else, and we were trying to explain to him how big 8K and big and 4K, and we played your show, Godless. If it wasn't for guys like you and guys like Soderbergh and Fincher that embraced it.
I think it takes a village, and we found one here, and That's why he and I still come back and feel like we're part of the family, you know?
It really is like a family.
And Queen's Gambit, it doesn't get better than that. That was stunning.
So we're here at Rawville. We have Colby here writing, and we have our A-Star shot over on here. And inside the shot over, we have the new red V-RAPTOR Z-mount.
The rainforest was really, really dark. It was amazing. We really had to push the Gemini to its limits. The dual ISO was the only way to film this sequence. And even then, we had to use a 360-degree shutter for a lot of shots because otherwise it would have just turned out too dark. As you see, they have black plumage, so getting some detail in there wasn't easy, and the red was very helpful in that.
특히 클로즈업을 통한 드라마틱한 액션컷과 강한 시각적 임팩트를 구현하기 위해서 카메라를 선택할 때 임팩트 앵글 전담 카메라로 랩터 8K를 배치해서 영화적 효과를 극대화했습니다.
My name is Erica Rudabandana. I'm a wildlife filmmaker based in Tanzania.
My name is Justine Evans and I'm a wildlife cinematographer.
My name is Tanya Escobar. I'm a camera woman.
My name is Sophie Darlington and I'm a director of photography.
My name's Erin Rainey. I'm a wildlife camerawoman, and for the past 2.5 years, I've been filming wildlife around the globe for the series Queens.
The objective was not only to make a series about female leadership in nature, but it was also to lead ourselves. All of our kit has been reds because they give us that flexibility throughout that we can work in all kinds of locations.